Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and appreciate you coming in and checking out my video. Sorry, a little bit in a rush here, had some technical issues. Getting ready to start the race here in LFM, here at Zandvoort. It's a 45-minute race. Did my personal best qualifying, but still could only manage 8th. These guys are absolutely flying.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Start so far.
The pit is now open.
Guy in first ran like a 34-1. I mean, just some definitely alien time. Driscoll's in here. Of course, there is a pit stop, so you get mandatory pit stop. Of course, I get fuel and tires. Some guys just get fuel. It's 5 seconds longer, but whoa, oh, in the grass.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
A little wide. I went wide on purpose though, because I didn't want to run into the Aston Martin. Tires are not coming up the pressure for some reason. That's not good. Not good at all, so that's going to really hurt. right back on my bumper. Coming up a little bit, so hopefully they'll keep going. Good lap by me. I mean, for my times. Cars in the field. Dang, microphone, headset. Got another one and I didn't like it, so that was a waste of time. tire pressure adjustments. Right side's not too bad, actually. The left side, though. Too wide. Smoothing this thing out. Really need to try to get close enough to get a little draft to keep that Ferrari off of me. What the heck? It feels like I got more grip now. Probably because I slid and I got the tire pressures up. Pit soon. It's not halfway yet, so mean, these guys got some awesome pace. See Driscoll down there. He's doing good. Crazy, really crazy pace. Some understeer. Coming in next lap. See what we can do. Come on, pit crew. Come on, pit crew. Hopefully tires will be a little bit better.
Mandatory stop is now clear. Let's go, 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 go. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Ferrari got ahead of me. But I do have fresher tires, so hopefully I can stay with them. Put some pressure on them.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
I like that. Dang.
There's a slow car ahead.
Ooh, that was dangerous. Probably because I had my brake bias turned down. I forgot to turn it back. Dang it. There. So I didn't destroy my tires. Dude, you can't.
Car on the left. Clear on the
He's
left.
going left and then going right.
Gaining on the car ahead in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 3.
God, I'm doing the same thing. Oh, man.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Good grief. You got to drive, go stop and go. Porsche behind me. I was saying good, you know, I was mad because of me, not because of that Ferrari. Just my not driving well through here. Can't get out in that gray stuff, that's for sure. Good night. I'm just going to lose a bunch of time here.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's just, everything is so tight, you lose time. And it's just, unless they make a mistake, it's almost impossible to make it up. Over a short race. I mean, if you have a long endurance race, yeah. But when you got pretty much a sprint race, you just don't have time to make up any kind of major holdup. I mean, 1 second, and how long does it take up to make up 1 second on these tight quarters? Oh, the Ferrari looks like he's starting to slide around. The track does feel like it's getting greasy. So I don't know if it's just getting hotter or... Fifth place? I'll take that. I'd like to get a little closer so I can try to put a little pressure on them, but I'm not going to do anything stupid as far as trying to... Oh, that's really bad out there in that gray. As far as trying to make a pass. Great race. Should have probably went with a different setup. It's too slidey. Yeah, they're pulling away. Nothing I can do about it. Running good time.
Time of the car in front in sector 2.
I just gotta watch out from behind me. So I need to keep the pace up. He's only 1.5 seconds behind me, so I don't need him all over my bumper. Especially since I have nobody to draft with. Near my delta, at least somewhat near it. All 3 Ferraris in front of me. About the same pace. So that's not bad. She'd start mixing it up. I'd get right up to him really quick. Dang it, I had a good lap and I messed it up. See out in that gray? I mean, you get out like your right side's in the gray and it's just, your grip level is dramatically dropped. And see, I could have been right there. That's exactly what I was waiting for, but they can't be close enough to do anything.
Gaining on the driver ahead in sector 3.
Dang it, get on the curb. Well, I tell you, he's lucky he hasn't wrecked. A lot of times he's right out in the gray stuff. why I hate to get too far out to the right, because if you just miss it and you get your right wheels in that gray, you are going to slide. That's why I try to be more in the middle of that turn. Better. Oh, we're both messing up at the same time. Well, Lamborghini must have had a problem. He's dropped way back, and Aston Martin's ahead of him now. You see my rankings, 26. So I'm hitting above my pay grade here in this race. These guys are fast. This is only one split, so this is, you know, the number one split, but there's only one. Sloppy. I think he did the same thing he did the last time. Yeah, I'm just getting sloppy.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I shouldn't have done that. See, the right front is now dropping. That's probably because you hit that bump back there all the time, that curb. Pretty soon it'll end up dropping even more. You're hitting that curb. So again, you know, you're always hitting curves with this right front. So again, I try to have it right near 28, so it won't lose air. Or nitrogen, or whatever they put in it. At least I'm near them. Should be a couple laps to go. Whoa. Thing jerked. Not a good time to do that. This is my breaking point. Blew it. That wasn't good. That wasn't good.
Gaining on the car ahead in sector 2.
Yeah, he pulled it back out. I made that mistake.
Leaders on the final lap now. Pit window is now closed.
And then I have a good lap there. Overall, I'm happy with the pace. And I'll probably leave a couple setups. We'll go over a couple of them because depending upon your driving style.
The leader has finished the race.
Man, I'm pooped. That was all out. So, just get it across the finish.
Alright, the race is over. Good job, mate. You did your best to bring it back to the pits.
Well, we moved up, so I think that's a good thing. Went from, what was it, 8th that we started or something like that, up to 5th. So it's in a positive direction. And Porsche first, and then 3 Ferraris, and then me, another Porsche. Or Driscoll finish. Oh, he finished 11th. So good job by Driscoll. And he's, like I said, it's pretty tough. Definitely some things I didn't like about the way it was handling. Some of it was just, a lot of it was just me. But like I said, I'm gonna go over a couple different setups, and so you guys can choose what you like. Okay, so we'll be right back and see how it goes. All right, well, we're back, and here's Zandvoort, and I had to take a break here for a second, get a little breather. Beautiful car. I really like the looks. Always love the Porsche. Everybody's been with the channel a while knows that. That's for sure. So let's go over the setups. And again, there are going to be two setups. A little bit different characteristics, I should say, of the setups. But to be honest, it's really hard for me to choose. But I kind of like the higher downforce one just because I can be way more aggressive through all these corners. The only negative of it is going down the straightaway. But really, not to say somebody wouldn't catch you. It's 1 mile an hour difference. That's the difference, is 1 mile an hour. Now that 1 mile an hour might be a big deal, but again, if you have somebody to draft, it probably wouldn't make any difference. But through the rest of the track, I think you could be more consistent through a stint, and it just goes the way I like to drive. I like to push it pretty hard, and sometimes you got to back it down just a teeny bit, as you all saw during the race, because otherwise you start to slide a little bit, get a little bit too nervous. But let's load the first one, and I marked them. This is the regular 8.3, and then the other one's 8.4 HD for high downforce. So those are the two that I will put links in the description. So let's go over the first one. And we got 24.6 left front, 24.5 left rear, 26.8 right front, and 26.4 right rear. The toes are negative 0.16 with the camber at negative 3.5 on the left front, negative 3.2 on the right front, and the caster's at 10. Toe on the rear is a positive 0.1 with the camber at negative 2.9 on the left rear, negative 2.7 on the right rear. All of this works really well. I actually had more negative camber in it in the race and did not, as near the end of the stint, I really didn't like it. And I have run a lot with this lesser negative camber, and I like it a lot better. So I spent a lot of time with this setup, which I'll go over here in a second with the reasons. Electronics got 3, 3, and 3. Fuel got 63 liters with the number 1 brake pads. Of course, if you have a longer race, you got to go to number 2s, or if it's you can decide between 2s and 3s, obviously, if it's a wet race. Mechanical got 4 on the anti-roll bar, 51 on the brake bias, steering's 13. Springs are 119,000 on the front with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 3 on the left front and 5 on the right front. And on the rear, the springs are 187,000 with a bump stop rate of 900 and a bump stop range of 10 on the left rear and 16 on the right rear. Anti-roll bar is 2, and the preload on the diff is 120. Now, I had to change a few things of this from the race. I had 127,000 springs on the front, which is on the other setup. It works better when you have more downforce, more weight going down on the front, or if you have a heavy fuel load also. You got 80, 90 something liters, something like that. It probably would work better also. But I had this in the race, and this combination didn't work because the problem was I think I was getting too much understeer in some of these corners. It was just too much understeer, and it would slide, and then it just didn't work. So this actually would be better, which I've run this before, and it actually does work. I think it works better with this combination. Anti-roll, like I said, with anti-roll bar 2 and a preload at 120. Again, the preload I had at 100. And those S's back there, you really got to dig. I mean, both wheels really need to be digging so you can get traction and get out of there without the back end sliding around. So again, I've run this combination before, and I think it's a little bit more consistent. Now, if you want a suggestion, if you want to go up one more on the anti-roll bar to help to get the car to rotate just a little bit more, that's where I would start, was right here. And that would definitely help like the middle of the corner and off. So that's something that a suggestion, try it the way it is. And then if it's like, well, it's a little too understeery or doesn't come off the corner as much as I want it to rotate, I would come back here and click the anti-roll bar one more click. So that was just a suggestion from me. Shocks, and of course we'll go into Motec, and check that out. I have not even looked at it, to be honest. Don't look too bad. It looks really good. Let's see. Now, see, there's my qualifying lap, which is a 35.22. Now, that's very close to my personal best. My personal best is a 35.21, which is before the 1.8 update. That's how long ago it was. So that is actually really, really good for me. And that was in the Bentley. That was not in the Porsche. So it blows pretty much the old personal best for the Porsche away. So I'm really happy with that. And of course, during the race, what we have, 72, 76. There's a 44 right here. So that's a really good lap. 35.44 for, you know, race pace. Yeah, that's like 3 laps after my pit stop. So again, I think that's, you know, there's a 35.5 up here. So again, that's like 4th or 5th lap after the start of the race. So again, really happy with that. You know, again, it looks pretty decent. I don't see anything drastically out. You know, it looks pretty good. Let's just take a look real quick. I see that's 49.2. Looks pretty good. Nothing, you know, it's pretty even. This is a little off here. I want to give you a click to this. This looks like it goes up and then down and then back up. So this actually looks like it needs a little bit more and on the high rebound side. So I'll just add one more click to that. So let's see, this is 50.8. So again, a little high. Probably right down here. So I'll probably go down. I'll probably go down there because I did raise that up. So I think I'll go down with that. So we'll go back down to there. So let's try that. See, here is 50.7. So again, a little high, but nothing drastic. Let's see what it. Yeah, but we'll leave it. It's close. And that's 48, 49, a little over 49. So again, not too bad. I think I'll raise the other one up just like I did that one. So this one's only at 1. I think I will do the same because I'll switch it just like and make that equal to that other than the fast rebound. So because this looks like it could come down. That's too high. And this can go up. So I'm just pretty much match it to this side. So let's look at the rear. I got 48.6. I really could come up a little bit down. I wish I could really bring this up a little bit more. So let's check that out. Yeah, we'll go one more click. Can't really do anything with the bump side. That's like 51. 49.3, and I'll do the same thing. Everything looks good here on the rebound low side, but on the high side, I'll bring it up 1. And here is 50.7. So again, nothing drastic. It's decent. You know, it could be way worse, but it looks, again, I you know, it looks good to me. So it's nothing way out. One click here, one click there. But again, I'm really happy with that. I think it comes in good. So we'll move on from there. And of course, I will put these settings into the other setup also. So we wanted to go over the shocks because I'll go ahead and go, you know, implement these adjustments into the other setup. So we have 2159 on the left front and 2158 on the right front. On the rear, on the left rear, it's 1138, and on the right rear, it's 1148. So again, just a teeny bit, one click difference, but again, I try to make it as close as I can, going off of Motec. So let's go to Aero, And aero, I got it all the way down on the front, 53 with a 4 splitter, a 72 ride height in the rear, a 10 rear wing, and a 3 and a 3 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 2.5 to the positive. This was all the same in the race. Pretty sure I didn't adjust anything here. This is what I had there. Now you might have to, this is kind of close on the front here. You might have to go up to a 4 on the brake ducts. So again, depending upon the temperature. So just keep that in mind because the front does get a little warm with the braking here and everything. So you might have to go up to a 4. Other than that, that should about do it for this. And it's, again, I have a 10 wing, and the difference between this and the other setup, again, is 1 mile an hour. A good, solid 1 mile an hour. So not a huge difference, but there is a difference. So they both go around that corner flat. So whether you're in this setup or the other one, that last corner, you should be flat-footed. Once you get going on that double right, you should be flat-footed all the way to turn 1, if you do it right. So that's that one. So let's load the other one, the high downforce. And this one, we got 127,000 on the front with a 600 bump stop rate and a 3 bump stop range on the left and a 5 bump stop range on the right. And the springs in the rear are 193,000 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 10 on the left rear and 16 on the right rear. Anti-roll bar is 3 and the preload on the diff is 120. So again, I have already went 1 click up on the diff here just because it has more rear downforce on it. So I need to help it rotate, so to help it from understeering. So again, that's why I do that. I also with the springs, the springs are stiffer all the way around, but it's a good combination. And of course, these springs kind of help push the weight to the front of the car. The higher the higher you go in the rear, the more it pushes the weight towards the front of the car. So that's a good thing. But also, if you get too much, you start getting into the slide type stuff. So again, keep that in mind. But this works. This is a really good combination. Also, especially if the track is optimum or you got, heavier fuel, good size fuel load, or of course, this works good with this high downforce. But if you had the other setup in this spring package, it wouldn't work as well. It would slide more. Shocks, again, we'll go over that the same as the other ones, but I'll make the adjustments and make sure they're all equal. Aero, we got 53 in the front. 74 in the rear with a 4 splitter, a 12 wing maxed out, and a 3 and a 3 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 1.1 to the positive. So again, brake bias, you have 50, which you can go down to 48 with no problem at all. Really, you could probably even go down to 47. So 50 is a really good starting point. You should be going to 49 as soon as the tire. You could probably even start on 49, but this is on the safe side. But you can go from 50, to 49 pretty much as soon as you start getting some pressure in your tires. So this is a really good setup. Of course, I got it raised up more in the rear to compensate for the full max out wing. So it's going to react very fast, and so again you got to but it should be good over a longer stint as far as the consistency of it. And keep the same kind of pace. I think this is a little bit, to me, again, it's all on how you drive. So I'm saying this in a general term. I mean, to me, this is more driver friendly than the other setup. The other one you got to work harder, but maybe to somebody else it might not be. So again, that's a very subjective. So, but again, I got 2 different setups, so maybe one of these will work, or maybe a certain race that you're doing or track conditions will work better. Like if it was going to rain, I'd rather have this. If you thought it was going to, I would combine the 2. So let's say it was going to rain, some rain, not rain, but even if it doesn't rain, the track's going to be green. What I would do is I would leave everything alone and use the same springs that are in the other setup. So I would go down 1 click on every one of these if it was going to be like a rain race, partly rain race. That's what I would do. It'd be kind of a mix, make it like a hybrid. But other than that, it should be good. Now, if it's a flooding event, you really need to be going a whole different setup as far as a full-blown rain setup. But if it was just some little bit of rain, that's what I would do, and you could have really good still balance, and softer springs help the tires hook up and all that kind of stuff. Give them a chance to to hook up. But anyway, so of course I do want to go to LFM and go to the website and see what how we did, and go over those things, go over the results and the points. And before I do that, the reason I say, I want to just touch on it really quickly. The reason I say that, I've been going over these setups now for pretty much all week, off and on, is we had a race yesterday over the weekend at Pan Am with a 3-hour endurance race. Now it wasn't the greatest of races, so I wasn't gonna upload it because it was, we just had a lot of problems, a lot of teething. It was my first, not their first because they did it, but I want to say thanks to Stu and Andy. It was the first time for all three of us together and doing an endurance race, but some circumstances that were out of our control basically just kind of put us behind the 8 ball, and we pretty much stayed there the whole race. So it really wasn't a race that was, to me, in my opinion, super entertaining. It was okay. Maybe at the end it wasn't too bad. Got a little entertaining at the end, but pretty much for the 3 hours we were struggling for a lot of it. So again, it's just one of those things where just snowballed. One thing went wrong, and then it just kept going on from there. So, but again, thanks to Pan Am, to them for always doing these events and always trying to improve. Just like me with setups and driving, I'm always trying to improve. And that's all you can ask. That's all you can do. And I expect, with Pan Am, that's all I can ask. They always, just like I hope LFM does also, always trying to improve, trying to tweak things, trying to make things a little bit better. And that's what they're trying to do also. So again, that's the reason a lot of these setups, I have put a lot of laps at Zandvoort in the Porsche this last week, because we did practice. We even practiced together, doing the pit stops, and that was kind of neat. That was really something different. So hopefully in the future, sometime soon, I can, we'll have another one, and we can, bring some kind of endurance where we have the driver swaps and all that, and that brings a whole nother aspect, and that was really cool. And I thought we all did a pretty, really good job on doing that. So again, let's go ahead and get to LFM and see the results. Alrighty, we're here at the LFM homepage. And first of all, I wanted to show you what I was talking about the multiplier, as far as the ELO and things like that. So let's say like Suzuka was this race this last week, and of course they change over, I think today or in the morning. That's the Coach Dave Sprint, which I've done a few of those races this week. And of course I want to show you, see it says ELO multiplier, see it says 0.8. This is just for people that don't know. I'm not trying to, I just want to let people know about what I was talking about in case they don't understand that. But it was last season, last time the season was, I thought it was 1.0. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure it was. But this is 0.8 now. And again, I think that's because they're trying to get more people to do the longer races. So, and then, because then when you go over to Zandvoort, you see the yellow multiplier is 1.7. So that should really help, because that really helps us where I need it. So as long as, of course, it could be the other way around. If you have a bad race, it could hurt. But so it's really important to come out good there. So, so with that saying, let's go ahead and go to the results. And again, I was in split 1 because there was only one split. But I was in split 1, so that's good. 1 incident point. That is awesome. I love that. So that's exactly what I'm looking at. That's exactly what I need. I'm really super thrilled with this finish. It really helps. Got 149 points, moved up 3 positions. My safety rating went up 0.31, so I'm at a 7.13 safety rating. And my ELO went up 145. So again, up to 1452. That is really good. A good shot in the arm, good big old vitamin D shot in the arm, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm really happy with that. See, Driscoll did really well too. Like I said, he finished 11th in the Porsche. Good lap. I mean, he's right there. I mean, he had a 35.58. I mean, I had a 35.43, so only a little over a tenth faster. So still solid. Very good running by Driscoll. So congrats to him. But again, and it's such a tough place to pass. I mean, here at Zandvoort. So it's just, you really have to earn it. But of course, the leader, look at that. I mean, a 34.2. I mean, I think his qualifying was a 34.1. I mean, look at that. Look at his ELO, 34.96. I mean, that's way up there. So, wow, that's alien to me. That's alien level for sure. That's some seriously good times. I mean, you're talking, second place is a second away. I mean, all of us are over a second away. So that's some really, really good times. And again, like fourth place, that Ferrari is in front of me. I mean, he had he had a 35.18. I mean, that's a great time. And I think I was actually, decent as far as having a decent race with him. But I mean, I think he was, a little bit more inconsistent as far as, had a little more problems going off or getting off the line and things like that. So again, I wish I was a little bit more consistent. I was a little bit off also. Need to keep working on that, because again, I might not be the fastest, but I definitely need to work on being the most consistent, so I can try to at least compete with some of these really fast guys. So again, and that's not making mistakes and just keeping the clicking off the laps and being right there. So that's what I keep trying to improve upon. And again, of course, like I said, the links will be in the description. And again, thank you to everybody for subscribing and liking, and of course, to Stu Skinner and Parker Jacobs and Simon Fox and Mathis for your PayPal support. So I appreciate that. And again, all those make a big difference. And watching the whole video, for people that always do that, thank you so much, because that really helps with all the YouTube stuff. And which makes a difference in getting the videos out there, especially for a small little channel like mine. So again, any comments or feedback are always just greatly appreciated and welcome. I enjoy talking with everybody, and I sure hope that you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.